am Preeti Karandikar. I have been working for last 15 plus years, and it's been a fantastic journey. I started working in 1999, and my first few jobs were as junior support team in Discovery Channel. I would say my professional journey really started with Disney Channel when Disney Channel was looking at launching their channels in India. I had a great journey with Disney. The longest stint of about 9.5 years. I changed about 5 different roles in that particular time. At Disney, it was very important for us, the initial launch team to really be on hands-on and just get things done and be as quick as possible. And that's when I realized that you got to really be very very proactive. And you've been told to do something, you just go ahead and do it. It just doesn't work like that. I think my style of working in Disney, and has been otherwise as well, is that be very proactive, do more than what you're supposed to do, and literally become the position that you see yourself in future. Moving from Disney, I moved to a company called Tops, which is into trading cards and collectibles. They took care of the entire journey of product development, right from scratch into the product strategy and brand strategy, promotion, and so on and so forth. So I would say what I learned, and it was very significant moment of my life, was like, I think I should shop for experience, different experiences. And while you have your eyes set on the goal, which is you have to launch a product, you have to ensure that there's that much top line, there's that much, but you really enjoy the journey, enjoy the experiences and the feeling that you come across while you're launching your products, or you're introducing it to the consumer. Moving on from Tops, I moved to Viacom 18. Viacom 18, is into also consumer products. This is a role that I had done back in Disney, and I had few ex-colleagues in Viacom, so I moved in there. When you're out there in the market, when you're really trying to deliver in the challenging situation, what really matters is you got to become the leader you want to follow. That's what I really learned, and I said, yes, I've had great bosses, I've had amazing leadership, mentorship in my career, but there is a path that you set for yourself, and at that moment, you want to be the leader that you want to one day follow. And I would suggest to all the newcomers, and even the current professional people, that just stick to the game. Just be the leader that you want to follow. You keep at your strategies, deliver it. Execution is the most important as much as the strategy is, because if there's no execution, the strategy is of no use. After Viacom, I decided, let me just do some social sector work, and of course volunteering and all of that was happening, but this is what I wanted to do in a true sense, outreach. So I took care of a brand and communication portfolio for 3 of Piramal Foundation's social sector area, which was on health, water, and education. You really have to make your job more of a career. It's not just another job. It's not something that you just do because you want to get into another job for a better position, better role, or better monies, and so on and so forth. But it's really you want to make a career out of the job, and there is a great difference between these two. And what I truly believed is, if you really love something, like you're extremely passionate about it, and if you're very passionate about it, then you will be very good in it. And then if you're so good in it, if you're very very nice about something that you have really been passionate, then you will be successful at it. Moving to my current journey, which is absolutely rather interesting. Cosmos Maya is a 25-year-old animation studio, and what they wanted was, and the challenging profile that I had was, when I had the meeting with the seniors, they were looking at somebody who will build their consumer products and your direct to consumer kind of a portfolio for the studio. What I have really learned in the last just less than a year in this organization is that you got to really not be scared of anything. So I know it's a little generalized statement, but I'm going to make it a little relevant in this conversation. Is in the whole new businesses division that I'm taking care of, there are some areas that I'm not expert of. For example, I have been doing brand marketing, trade marketing, consumer products business, P&L management, product development, all of that, product management, and so on and so forth. But edtech as an industry is something I have not been part of. But that's when I realized, and I said, it's okay. The world has changed and things are moving pretty fast. We are so place agnostic. We are so industry agnostic. As long as your base, your core, your base fundamental ideas are very clear, just learn about it. Go out in the market, be confident, and try to seek more. And in that whole journey of exploration, you're learning. And I think the best thing in life is to do is just keep learning. Good or bad, it's a huge consumer behavior shift that has happened. And I would stick to my experiences from last 8-9 months of COVID-19. Fortunately, I'm in an industry which is edtech right now, which is absolutely flourishing. And we've had great, leads in terms of content development, how things have changed at a consumer end as well as a trades end. So just to give you an example, for the longest, kids were not allowed to use screen, and parents were not giving screens in their hand. And today, it's screen all over. Yeah. So it has, things has changed. There is a lot of acceptance in the way you're consuming things. However, having said that, there is a fatigue. There is, my 12-year-old daughter, she just doesn't want to sit in front of the screen for school, definitely. She's looking forward to the human connection. She's looking forward to being there. However, just because you're doing it and you don't have any choice, you got to be in front of the screen. All the kids are exploring newer opportunities, newer ways of learning, things that they can do, which they otherwise didn't get time to do because they were trying, traveling back and forth for school and tuitions and things like that. The other good thing that has happened, and I'm only talking from a tech point of view, is, there's even parents are able to get the teachers who initially, pre-COVID-19 time, they couldn't get those teachers, or they were unable to, reach out to those people because there was traveling time and there was nobody else to kind of drop the child and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to say is the knowledge sharing and the talent sharing that is able to happen thanks to technology. I think, every crisis is an opportunity. Yes, consumer products as an industry has taken a hit because retail is not doing that well. Malls have barely opened up, and it's mainly the FMCG products, which is really the must-have products which have been picked up. Some of the categories are opening up, like for example, sleepwear, puzzles, indoor gaming, health and sanitization, and so on and so forth. So there are challenges. There are challenges in every business. This has been like the big challenge and big for a long time also. But things are improving now. I would say it's just a blackout before a great sunrise that is going to come up. Otherwise, from animation industry point of view, that's something I am in right now. The content consumption has gone up really high, and kids are really liking some of the shows that we are developing because they are very Indianized and they are locally relevant, and parents also something they don't mind when there is a screen time which is being built. in my current organization at Cosmos Maya, I take care of new businesses initiatives, and one of the initiatives that we believe at Cosmos Maya very, very passionately is uh, bringing out the creativity in you. And at some level, every human being is creative. And this is the project that I'm currently working on, is how can we work with younger minds, younger kids, right at the age of 3 4, when they just about to draw shapes and draw color few things, and really give them that direction and the nudge, and build the importance of art and animation in the kid's mind and the kid's life as well as the parents' life. Just to give you one example, um, you know, we all know that how learning through mobile and laptop is something kids are not really enjoying. Kids don't have high, attention span, so they kind of losing the interest in what the teacher is teaching, what is it really happening. So what the thought that we have, and it's a concept that we're working and talking to a lot of leading edtech organizations, is about building the ecosystem of study buddy. For example, let's say you are studying something. There is a video e-learning that is happening, and you're just watching the video, and there's no interaction, there is no two-way feeling that you have, and you just keep talking. That, what if in that particular ecosystem you bring in your most favorite cartoon character that you have been watching on TV channel for years and years. You've woken up to that particular cartoon character and have brushed your teeth and gone to school. That character comes on screen, and he starts navigating you through the whole learning process, and what did you learn, and have you learned this, and oh, did you understand, this is the concept. And that what we're trying to do is, can we bring in the entertainment piece responsibly without taking away the essence of education, and make the experience engaging and fun for kids? So yeah, I think my experience as a woman leader, yes, but as a woman has been rather wavy. It's been really very interesting, and 15 years back, um, if there was an opportunity, whether you got a better or a fair opportunity versus your co-worker, that was definitely a question mark. From last 15 years to what has happened right now is, a lot of organizations have opened up to the women being at a leadership position. And I'll tell you, it's really not the organization, it's really the society which is changing. It's many years conditioning of when a woman is a leader, whether she'll be able to take up the pressure of delivering certain objectives of the organization, at the same time taking care of family, and taking care of the child, and having a family priorities, and so on and so forth. But I think it's not just at an organization level, or not at a professional job level. Things have changed. There are a great partners that you have today who take equal share of work as well as opportunity. There are partners who understands the importance of finding yourself as a woman, and need of doing something more than taking care of the homely duties. So and not just partners, and I'm telling you, it's also really building the awareness is building even amongst the the overall family ecosystem of in-laws and parents and so on and so forth. So I think, but I think it's really important, while I'm saying all of this, it's really important for you to yourself stand up for what you believe. And that's something I have really experienced, and I have gone up there and said things that I really thought that this is not fair. And that's when you can make the difference. Just sitting behind the curtain and say, oh, this is not happening, somebody's getting more, a male co-worker is getting more opportunities or more compensation than I am getting. I think it's time for us to just like go up there and say, listen, this is what I'm doing, and be absolutely confident about what is it that you do, and say, this is what I'm doing, this is my deliverables, and I have delivered so well in last whatever couple of years. So just say that, I deserve more. I think it's, women, it's high time for women to stand up for what they want and stand up for what they deserve. I think it's time for us to understand our strengths, build our strengths, and be confident about it. And the day you will do that, maybe you will fail on that day, but going forward, things will change. Things will change for yourself. Things will change for your friends or your daughters or another woman coming in this world. What will be my advice? And to be very frank, who am I to give advice? I think I'm just also a student of life. I'm continuously learning. I am trying to, I am a child when it comes to experiences. So I want to shop for experiences. I want to learn as much as I can. But if I have to tell you something, like I said some time back, is if you're really, really very, very passionate about something, you will be very good at it. And if you're very good at it, you will be very successful at it. So I personally feel, just go for what you like. Be on top of your game and be absolutely successful with a lot of confidence in your life.